Alright, my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today we're talking about Starfield. So I've put in I put in 20 hours into this game. It's starting to get really good. So I want to talk about some things that I've experienced and why, oh, my little PlayStation fans, the day has come. There is finally an Xbox exclusive worthy of you buying an Xbox, and that is Starfield. So it has all your favorite things for third person over the camera shoulder. I mean, you can adjust that to far away view. You can have it right up close over the shoulder, and then first person, so that you can get up close with the person, up close and personal with the action. It has great story content, lots of story, lots of. I mean, man, I just went on I just barely starting a tangent onto some other thing, that pulled me away from like the main thing, and oh my gosh, this is absolutely incredible. It has all the tropes of a Bethesda game, a deep unfolding RPG that's just incredibly amazing. Now I know it's going to take you guys just a little while to but I'm sure you'll get used to it. The main character doesn't talk to themselves or tell you what to do, so that might kind of throw you off a little bit at the first. It might take a few hours before it actually kind of clicks in and before you can actually start to experience and enjoy this game. That might be rough for you. I know that, like, having the main character tell you what to do and how to solve things has become a major staple in your gaming, but I think you guys can do this one. I think it'll be fine. I think you'll understand. I think once you get in there and you start doing some of this stuff. So, Starfield is freaking awesome. It's everything I wanted it to be and more. I've been to some planets now, and I've explored to my heart's content. Seriously, walking for a very long time, like looking for things, finding things. I have more than enough open area space to completely satiate my need for exploration, and it's like that on basically every freaking planet. There's just a lot of distance for you to be able to cover, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I've been to some locations that weren't like super aesthetically pleasing. Well, let's talk about this. New Atlantis. When I first started walking in there, I've got a video actually, with some Series S or Series X content that I was gonna put up, and now I'm starting to question if I should put that video up or not, because I was like, I don't know if I like this, but I was off over into, I jumped off this thing and I went off over the water and I went this way and I ran into a wall, and it was pretty short distance, like not very far. I decided to get up on top of the building and jump off into the lake that's under there. Like if you come out like the diner or something, and I jumped down and I start swimming out across that way, and I walked for freaking 2 hours just looking at things, finding things on Atlas. Oh my gosh. Once you get out there and you start to see the cliff faces and all of this cool, oh my gosh, it is freaking absolutely beautiful. I'm incredibly happy with the overall experience of Starfield. Starfield has some of the coolest intrigue that I've seen in a video game in a very long time. I feel like they just absolutely nailed some of these parts in exploration, where like when you dock with the Eye, a giant telescope in space. And you get in there, and my first time in there, you'll keep going back to this place, like more than just once. So I walk in the door, I go in, I walk, and I talk to the guy, just slow walking. I do that a lot in this game too. I just slow walk because I'm like, wow, this looks so incredible. I just want to savor every single moment of what Starfield is. So I'm just walking slow. I go in there and I talk to a person. I'm gonna try not to like do a lot of names and spoil a lot of stuff. But I go in there and I talk to him, and then as I'm leaving, I walk back and then I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? I want to go look around this place. So I go and I turn right, and it's just this hallway with glass windows, like circular glass windows, and you walk out there and you just look and you're like, whoa. You just get this like sense of like, wow, dude, I'm in space. I'm on a space station, and I'm looking out into the stars and everything, and it just looks so incredible that I was like, wow, this is an incredible moment. Like I feel a strong connection to Starfield in a way that I just don't ever feel with a lot of games that come out these days. A lot of these games come out and they're good, they're fun, they entertain me. I play them for 20 hours or whatever, and then I'm just like, okay, cool, let's get to the next game. I'm already 20 hours into Starfield, and I feel like I've barely scratched the surface. Barely scratched the surface. Now I'm at a point where I've ran into this new life form. I'm not going to spoil a whole bunch of it. You need to play this on your own, because once this thing happens, you're like, oh my gosh, man, like, whoa, it's almost like it kicks it into overdrive into a whole nother level, and your mind is just blowing to a point where you're like, whoa, man, I thought this was going to be. It completely changed the whole outlook of how this game plays. Like, I got to this planet, and this is the first planet that I actually went out of my way and I explored, and I spent like 3 hours, almost 4 hours, just exploring this planet, looking for everything, trying to catalog everything, finding all the structures, finding everything on this map, and I'm still not completely done with it. But then the very last thing I find is like the whole reason I was supposed to be on the planet in the first place. 4 hours, almost 4 hours exploring this planet, and then I finally get to the thing that I was supposed to be there looking for, and it was literally like not even 500 feet away from my ship. Like it was pretty close to my ship, but I went off in another direction. Did this big old loop around and finally came to the place that I needed to be. Wow. All I can say is wow. I'm not going to spoil this for you. This is absolutely incredible. If you haven't bought Starfield, or you've bought it and you're in that first, like 3-4 hours, that first 3 or 4 hours was a little bit like, ooh, just stick with the story campaign for a little while. Stick with the story campaign, do some of the stuff, do the missions, whatever you got to do before you go out there and you start doing all the exploring, because you're going to need that story to at least try to ground you a little bit, because this game is absolutely massive. And you right after they kick that off, right after you get in your own ship and you can do whatever, you can literally go and do whatever. Once you have that ship and you're in control, you can do whatever you want. You can completely ignore the story. You can go from planet to planet, do whatever. You can completely ignore that, and you can go and explore. You can. So it is. This is one of those games where you can literally spend hours doing nothing. You can spend hours doing completely nothing. I mean, it will be relevant to you in the moment, but it will not be like completing the story. And I did the same thing. I did the same thing with Tears of the Kingdom, another amazing game. I've spent over 30 hours in that game, and I haven't even gotten to the first boss. Like, there's so much to do in that game that just keeps you immersed, that I literally had to put it aside and quit playing that so that I can focus on other stuff. But I think I will be going back and checking out some more Tears of the Kingdom, but not right now. Starfield has my full attention right now. This game is absolutely incredible. I want to explore these planets. I want to catalog things. I want to go through and don't really care about the mining part too much, but I do want to go through and build out my ship. I want to build out my crew. I want to build out the story content, stuff like that. This is absolutely incredible. Like, I can't stress that enough, just how incredible Starfield is turning out to be. Like, the character models look incredible. The walking animation, finally, thank you Bethesda for finally giving me a walking animation for the third-person camera that doesn't make the thing look like a stick figure. That was like one of my biggest things with Bethesda games for a long time. Thank you for finally creating that and allowing the character to have a cool walking animation. It's not like the best I've ever seen, but it gets the job done. And when you're slow walking in some of those scenes, like I was telling you, it just looks cool. I'm absolutely floored by how much I'm loving Starfield. Now, I did temper my expectations a lot coming into this. I tried to avoid all the spoiler content. I tried to avoid everything I'd heard about it. And by the time I'm into this game and I'm playing it and I'm forming my own opinion on how great and amazing this is, man, I love this game. Now, I think it's disingenuous for a lot of these review sites and all the hate that's been going on out there. We need to address this really quick. There's some extreme bias out there, and I saw this coming a long time ago. When this became an Xbox exclusive, I could already feel in my bones that they were going to try to tear this game apart as much as they can, and that's true. There are things inside Starfield. I mean, I found a couple of bugs, like people floating through the floors or people flying up in the sky and stuff like that. It is what it is. Like it sometimes like it doesn't necessarily break the immersion, and it's not so often that it's like, oh my gosh, this game is just broken and buggy. And nothing has prevented me from fully going through missions and doing everything. So as far as I'm concerned, like the bugs, they're just kind of cool. They're kind of cool. I like to see that, because I know that these games don't come out perfect. And there was a time when us gamers would actually laugh at these, make memes of them and have a good time with them, and they would just be part of the experience and part of the memories that we built with those games. As we took a step back and looked at the whole picture and saw the whole picture, we would be like, yeah, we love that. There's so many things in games that we've overlooked in the past and still came away loving those games. And I think Starfield is definitely the best experience that Bethesda has ever created, hands down. Everything has been upgraded. The visuals look better. The overall world scale, gigantic, way bigger. Everything about this game, I'm just the more and more I play it, the more and more sucked into it I get. So I want to get back to the game. I wanted to get some content out for you guys today, but I want to get back to the game. I want to get back into doing this new tangent that I'm on right now. But I wanted to give you guys a heads up and let you know how this feels and how much fun I'm having, and tell the ponies to. There's unlimited supplies of Xboxes everywhere right now. You can go to Costco and get them. You can go everywhere. Go get an Xbox, play your freaking Starfield, have a good time, quit complaining about it, just have fun. So, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one.